Hello everybody and welcome to Track by Track. I'm your host Dilly and this is the show where I review albums track by track. I go through every track on an album and tell you if the album's good, bad, or meh. Today I'm going to be talking about Deftones' brand new album, Ohms. It came out September 25th and I have been very excited. I've been waiting anxiously for a new Deftones album. They haven't released one in over 6 years. The last one they put out was Gore. Good album, it was okay, but Ohms is here. It's 2020, it's Corona time, everybody's looking for this new big Corona album, something to help them lift their spirits, I guess, and perhaps Ohms does it. So let's start off with the very first track on Ohms. Track 1 is Genesis. The intro to the song reminded me a lot of Rosemary, if you know that song by Deftones. It sounds very similar. I'm going to try my hardest throughout this review not to mention how it sounds like other stuff, because I understand that you can't just continue comparing bands' music to their past stuff, because it's all different, you know, everything's kind of different, and it's not good to compare, because music in 2020, good music in 2020 is fucking seldom. So with this album, I'm going to try not to compare it so that I can have the best opinion on it possible, but with this song Genesis, man, it proves that Deftones really hasn't changed at all, and that's a very good thing. This feels like it could have came out 10 years ago and it'd still sound the exact same. I love that, because a lot of bands nowadays are just changing their styles up completely, and I don't like that. But Deftones seems to have a pretty similar style to what it's always had. It hasn't really changed much, and it's great. Genesis was a very solid, heavy track. The bass in it is just fucking killer. And it's a great opener, so I give this track a pass. Essentially, I haven't explained yet, but a pass is a good thing, a miss is a bad thing. This definitely gets a pass, because it's a very good song. Track 2 is Ceremony. It's a very mellow track, and it really makes me love the fact that on the Deftones albums, it's so, like, there's such a contrast. There's a very heavy song, then a very mellow song, and they usually go back and forth. And that's great. I love that sort of thing. Like, it's good to have a band that you can like headbang to, but you can also just vibe to, and that's what Deftones kind of is. So this song, Ceremony, very, very mellow. It's a decent track. It's mellow and it's trippy goodness. You know, it's very trippy, as a lot of Deftones stuff is, and I love that. It's a very good sound. So this song also gets a pass. On to track 3, which is URANTIA. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm sorry. But it's a good song. It opens, like, the opening is just, it gets your blood pumping. It's fucking insane. Because you go from Ceremony, which is just so chill, and then, boom, you go from relaxed to wide awake really quick. One thing I want to talk about in this guitar, or in this song, is the guitar. The guitar is amazing in this song, and it's amazing in most Deftones songs, don't get me wrong. Because the Deftones guitar sound is just so different, and it's just amazing. Props to the guitarist Stephen Carpenter, because oh my god, Deftones guitar is just it's orgasmic. It's really good. And I love this entire song, and at the end everything just comes together beautifully. It's a great ending, great song. Everything about it was great, so it definitely gets a pass from me. Track 4 was Error. It's a cool song, you know, it's fast paced, it's good. I love the beat, and the vocals are pretty decent, you know, they're alright. It's a good song. It's a good song. I give it a pass. It's not bad. Track 5 is The Spell of Mathematics. Interesting title. It sounds like a very typical Deftones song, if I'm being completely honest. If you can imagine a Deftones song in your head from hearing them before, this is kind of what it sounds like. It's not bad, but it's not really special. And yet again in the song, I love the guitar work, and the end transition was very cool, but I don't know if I can give this one a pass. I'm going to say miss on this one, unfortunately. Track 6 is POMPEJI. It's another interesting title. It's very slow and mellow to start off, then it gets very fast and heavy, and it kind of just mixes like that throughout the whole song, which is good. It's a good mix. They did a good job. It's not my favorite song vocals-wise, but it's pretty decent everywhere else. The end transition, yet again, I love that shit. The transitions from song to song are amazing, and if you're listening to a whole album, the transitions are very important because they make you feel more immersed, and it's just really good. Deftones has great transitions all around. They always have. There's always great transitions in most Deftones songs, and this song is no exception, and this song also gets a pass. Track 7 is The Link is Dead. it's the heavy, screamy sound we've come to know in Deftones for, sorry. It's typical, you know, Chino Marino vocals, you know. It's not a bad thing. It's just, it's not usually my kind of thing, but when it's with Deftones, it just kind of works. But it's a good track, it hits the right spot, and I'm gonna give it a pass. Track 8 is Radiant City, and when this one started, I thought it was gonna be like the takeover track. Like the one track that was like the best on the album, because it's really good. The guitar is very unique in the song, and I love it. There's also a good mix between the soothing vocals and the rah-rah-rah screaming vocals, which is good. The post-chorus is cool, I was a fan of that, and overall, great song, I'm gonna give it a pass. Track 9 is Headless. It's a dark, brooding Deftones song. I mean, dark, brooding Deftones is a good thing, you know? It's a great song, and it's not the end track on the album, but it was put in a good position, because it helps wrap up the album wonderfully. And it's great. I loved its placement on the album, which I know is a weird thing to comment on, but I just think it was a good, you know, we're going home now, here comes the last song, that kind of thing. Like, this is the song they'd play before the last song at a concert, you know what I mean? It's a good song, and it gets a pass, because it's very solid. Track 10, the final track, and the track where the fucking album got its name from, this is Ohms. I liked it. It's a very different Deftones track, and I haven't heard it before the album came out, which is cool. There's a couple songs that they put out before their album came out, but I knew the album was coming, so I just wanted to save it all, and I did. So, Ohms is a very different Deftones track, as I said, and it's really good. I like it. It's an amazing way to cap off the record. Everything you'd expect from Deftones is well represented here, and it's just a hell of a song. So, of course, it gets a pass. So, with all the tracks in the book, I give this album a 9 out of 10, seeing as 9 tracks out of 10 got passes. Overall, very good album. It was worth the wait, you know. Deftones haven't put out an album in a while, but it was worth the wait. It was a good album, and it shows that good music can still happen in 2020, despite what most people probably believe. Unless you're one of those WAP people, which, in that case, get off my channel. ASAP. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe more, and click the bell icon for the love of God so you know every time I post. I'm your host as always. I am Dilly, signing out.